actually.
Welcome to another day of Dose of Did You Know with your host, Danny Rocco. And with me today is my man, Scotty. He's working. He's a working man today.
Morton.
He is, you do have an important job. You are what makes America run. But more importantly, is you bring like love and life to my heart and soul when I hear you sing. And that's kind of my selfishness about you.
Well, that's good. I'm glad you like it.
I do. In a nutshell, anybody else that is out there listening, who is Scotty Ray Morton? What makes you tick? What makes you you?
I'm just a down home country boy. I'm just me, just me.
You just you. Well, tell me where you live. Where are you right now?
I'm in Nashville, Tennessee right now, but I live in Columbia, Tennessee.
Is that far from each other?
Yeah, about 45, 50 minutes away.
Okay. So Scotty has a voice that, like, man, girls out there, it will tear you up. That's all I have to say. You will be addicted once you hear it. So what is that like did you always have that deep kind of sexy, rumbly voice, or did you grow into it?
I'm assuming I grew into it. I probably didn't have it. I guess I started out when I was like 18 years old, singing music. Somebody heard me sing and said, "Hey, you need to get on stage and sing some karaoke." So I jumped up there, sung a song, and there I got a big standing ovation. Been going ever since then.
Started with karaoke, huh?
Well, I started in church.
Okay.
But then, got a little wild. My little wildness come out of me.
Well, I hope that you didn't get kicked out of church.
I didn't get kicked out. It just kind of slipped away.
Yeah. You slip away, slip back in. That's how it works. Was music always part of your life? You said, you got it into, was that always inside you?
Well, yeah, my granddaddy played country music all his life. That's what they used to have big gatherings, people to come over and they'd play the guitars and sing and stuff like that. They said they used to put me on the set up beside him, said he's gonna make me a singer. He always called me his little hard head.
Granddaddies are smart men, aren't they?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Is your granddad still alive?
No, he died back in 1990, I believe it was.
So did he ever get to see you perform on stage? Were you performing back then? That was before you were.
Yeah, before I started. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, he looks down at you and sees you. Then
Yeah.
that is it. What made you decide that this was it? I know you said, you did it in church and then you had your big karaoke moment of fame there, but what made you say that I'm going to go for this? Because, you have gone for it and you are successful and you do pretty good for yourself, but what made you do that?
Yeah, just like what I do. It's just in me. Music is in me. I had one of my guitar players. He said, I've seen a lot of people play music. He said, I got to tell you, Scotty. He said, it's in you. He said, when everybody else quit, you never quit. You never give up. You'd be on stage next weekend. Your whole band quit. You'd have another band on stage by the next weekend. It's just in me. I just got to do it.
Yeah. Is it, do you feel different when you're on stage and you're singing?
Oh yeah. It's a big different feeling. It's a whole different ball game.
What is that like? Is it like being in a different body, a different person?
Yeah, kind of, sort of. Yeah, no, I don't know. I guess you kind of got control on the stage of what's going on,
Mm-hmm.
They always tell me, hey, you need to get you a set list. I said, no, I don't need no set list. I feel out what people wants to hear, and that's what I play.
Oh, I did not know that. So it's like you feel the energy from the room. You get into it, and then it becomes you. How does your band know what to do?
They just wait on me to tell them what to do.
That's really good. You guys have a really good connection. Holy cow. What's your favorite song?
My favorite song? Probably a little Hank Williams Jr. song, Country Boy Can't Survive.
Okay. So here's the thing. When I was in Nashville, which I didn't understand, there's this whole like hidden, I don't know, hidden world in Nashville. So there's like new country and there's old country. And it's almost like this division that I found. Like there are people that like do not, like they are old school country and they do not like new country and they think it's, you know, just I don't know. I don't even have a word for it. You have to. So, is that your mind? Are you in that kind of like you're an old country guy and doesn't like new country? Or are you kind of in the middle? Where is your political country stance?
I'm kind of in the middle. I mean, I like the old and the new. I mean, I like the older better, the '90s country music better, but the new's good. You know, I like the Jason Aldean, some of his stuff, and Luke Bryan. Some of their stuff, I like some of their stuff.
Yeah.
If I can understand it.
Well, yeah, you got to be able to understand it. Is '90s considered okay? So is '90s considered old music, old country, or do you have to go back farther?
The '90s is one of the best. It was country. The old country was back further than the '90s.
Yeah,
like Hank Williams and all of them.
Right. Because I'm a big 90s country fan. That's when I really got into it. I moved down to North Carolina, probably in the like either 89, 90, you know, like probably in the late 80s, actually. But anyways, but I remember like Garth Brooks was my dear heavens. I think I would kill to meet him back then. Like I still know every song, but that's probably my favorite genre of country style is
Me
the
and his
90s.
daughter's on the same label together. Colleen, I think is her name.
Really?
Yeah.
Look at you. I'm like talking to a famous man. Really famous.
I'm just me.
I know you are. That's what I love about you. It's just you're just you. So were there talk about it's got to be hard. And so I want to talk about the challenges of maybe any challenges that you came up that you can share with people that, you know, you say it's just in you, but sometimes it just being in you just doesn't seem like enough on certain days. Did you ever have that experience? And can you share about that?
I mean, there's times you just want to give it up, but I can't. I mean, sometimes it gets boring at times. Sometimes it's wide open at times. But I just can't give it up. You know, I've been through, I hate to say it, several marriages because of it.
Just not the right marriages. There's a woman out there that's going to embrace it and love it and be that like that person that lifts you. I always believe that. Sometimes you might be just as hard-headed as I am, because it took me more than 2 marriages to get it.
Well, they like it at first, but you know, then the jealousy kicks in.
Well, maybe is that something on your part?
We do what now?
I said, is that something on your part, or is there a reason for them to get jealous, or
just the music they get to liking it? You know, they love it. Then you know, when all the girls get to screaming, you know, they'd be like, "Why you pick me for it? All them girls hollering at you, and blah 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 blah. You play too many fast songs. It just gets crazy at times."
I can see that. You have to find a mature woman who is confident in herself, because you are going to always have those women screaming at your songs. Because like I said in the beginning, dear heavens, if you were married, she'd hate me. She'd have daggers at me. Because I'm like, you move people's hearts. And if you were a female, you really move our hearts. Like, I'm like, man, I'd be hooting and hollering too if I was
I've been in some
audience.
awkward situations.
That's it. So what is it? If you could put a name on it, what lights your fire? What lights your passion? There's got to be something. Is it a feeling? Is it a word? Can you describe it like a volcano? There's got to be something, because I
guess it's just one of the greatest feelings when you get on the stage, you know, it's just the energy. When you get on stage, you just feel, it's kind of like Hank Williams said, you know, you try to get them in the palm of your hand and feel out where you are on stage, you know. That's why I can't go by a set list. It's just something about the energy, the feeling. They say, what you did? Write down a set list. I said, no, I can't go by it. They said, why not? They said, because I said, I look at the crowd, and I can tell when the crowd's into it and what the next song is to be played, you know.
Okay, so was that a skill that was developed? Because I mean, you've been doing this. What was it like in the very beginning when you started? Did you have a set list, and then one day you were like, "This is not me"?
I've never done. I've tried. I have tried it, but I've never stuck to it because I can't do it. It ain't me.
It isn't. So, okay, when you had a list, what was it in? Like, I'm trying to imagine this. So you have this list going, you know, everybody knows what you're going to do, or your band knows what you're going to do. There has to be something that all of a sudden you're like, no. Is it like a look in somebody's eye? Is it the way that they were moving to the song you sang before?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You could tell by the way their actions and their feelings, and you can tell. It's just hard to explain, but you can tell.
Okay, it's like it's just it's a gift. It's like a superpower you have.
It's a connection.
Do you think that all musicians have that, or just some?
I'm sure some of them do,
and some don't. Can you tell the ones that do and the ones that don't if you don't know them?
Sometimes.
Trying to get into the mind of you to be like, what is it? I want to like see through your eyes out at the audience when you go. Now, I also learned in Nashville that like they have that. What's that big row? Is that Broadway where all the bars are?
Yeah, Broadway. Yeah.
And then there is another street that is kind of not so popular. Don't say the name so it doesn't get popular if you don't want it to get popular. But it's a hidden street that I think the locals know or things like that that's played, right?
Yeah, I'm trying to think of the name of the street myself.
You might not want to say it out loud because then you'll make it popular and it won't be yours anymore. Do you play on both of those, or do you just... How do you play? Like, how do people see you? Is it random? Do you have a set? Do you go from bar to bar like some of them do? Like, I want to know how to stalk you.
I don't go from bar to bar in Nashville. I'm random. Plus, you know, I got my schedule where Michelle, she books me out. I'm here to there. Could be at this county one weekend, at this next county, or next state, or next weekend. You know, I don't know.
So you're like kind of past that, going from one to the other.
Yeah.
You're more advanced. You're more mature. What's it called? I'm making up words. I don't even know.
I've done that just hanging out one night. Me and my guitar player, then we stopped at the stage on Broadway, and this musician, the band was in there playing. He said, "Is anybody in here can sing?" And everybody started pointing. A bunch of them started pointing at me that was with me. He said, "All right, get up here and sing a song." So I got up there and I sang the song "Rose-Colored Glasses." And as soon as I kicked it off, everybody stood up, started taking pictures. And I walked off stage and I was getting ready to leave. The singer jumped back on the stage. He said, "Thank you, man, for stealing my show. Merry Christmas." Appreciate it. You should let me up there.
I bet you he never did that again. He was like, okay, that backfired big time on me.
It was fun, though.
It was good. What is the craziest thing you've ever seen, like when you were performing? Do you have a wild story?
Oh, man. Craziest thing I've ever seen? I don't know if I want to tell that stuff.
Oh, God. All right, so he can't share with us is the wild and craziest.
Well, I've had some brawls and much stuff thrown on stage.
Get out. Was that? How'd that start? Tell me that story. I want to know that story.
I'll just be up there singing and they'll be up there screaming. Next thing you know, here comes brawls thrown on the stage.
Do you sing through it like in Roadhouse? You know, where he's just the blind guy that's playing. He's up there. He's just jamming out, and there's body parts and beer bottles everywhere.
Well, I've seen some crazy stuff, especially playing at the Little Sturgis in Kentucky. Now the little biker places, you see some crazy stuff.
Do you like playing in those places?
It don't bother me. It's just another show.
Well, I don't think you get messed with too much. I mean, look at you. I'd be scared. I wouldn't want to throw down with you.
It's fun.
So what is this? Do you have anything booked out? Can you even book out now? Or are you on hold?
I got a lot of stuff booked out. You know, we're going day by day on the quarantine thing, you know, when they're going to release everything, you know.
Okay. So you've like kind of kept your bookings, but it'll just be like if you're allowed to actually do it.
Yeah. A lot of it's been rescheduled because of this stuff.
So let's see. In May and June, do you have anything coming up in May and June where people can check you out?
Yeah, I do, but I'm not sure, you know.
What it is?
It's on my website page. It's got more fan
Michelle,
page.
I know Michelle's out there listening. Michelle, tell everybody in the comments where they can find it.
You know, she can jump right on it. She always has to tell me.
Yeah, she's like this. She knows. Don't mess with that chickie.
She said, don't tell them this, tell them that.
Yeah. Well, we'll make sure that that is in those comments. And this is, I have to say, this is how cool you are. You can see he's in his car. That is because he's out working and he's got what'd you call it? You're waiting on somebody, right? You're waiting for someone else to
finish their job.
Finish their job. So you can choose. So this is how committed he is to, and I'm so thankful you're committed to what you do and sharing with the world what you do. And I am so thankful you took time out of your day to be with me during our lunch break, during your waiting time. So this is my favorite question to ask everybody in general. So I kind of made it part of my show is in this moment right now, sitting in your car, who you are, what does love mean or look or feel like to you?
What does love feel like?
Yes, right now in this moment for you.
Well, love right now, I don't know what love is at the moment, but
come on, it's got to mean something for you. Maybe not in this exact like sitting on your butt and talking to me right now, but like in general, you've got to, when someone says love, or when you think about what it means to you, what does it mean?
Oh, that's hard to describe that word.
It is hard, but you have to answer it. I'm not letting you go without it.
I don't know. I mean,
does it make you feel a certain way? Okay, so this is what I'll give you my example of love, right? Because there's no right or wrong answer, but like in this moment, right now, for Danny Rocco, love is kind of like an acceptance because I was having a little bit of a hard time earlier, and it was an acceptance of what I had to for myself, right? So that's what love meant in this moment for me.
I don't know. It's hard to describe the love word.
Does it feel like yellow fluffiness? Warm? Does it make you smile?
Oh yeah, maybe it make me smile. That's probably about right.
Makes you smile. There we go. I got it. So now when I look at you and you're smiling, I'm going to be like, he's feeling love.
Oh yeah. You see me smiling on stage, you know why.
All right. What about just like in general, if I see you smiling? Can I interpret it as love then?
Yeah, I guess so.
I'm forcing it on you. I'm forcing the love on you today. Oh, well, Scotty, I'm going to put your link on. And of course, I'm going to put my favorite song. Actually, I've kind of grown to my first favorite song, which really got me like into you, was your Red Wine and Whiskey song. It's not just your voice, but it's the whole story of it. It's like how opposites attract. And I just love like the meaning behind it. But I listen to all your stuff. I YouTube you. I subscribe to your channel and I listen to them. So I recommend everybody do that. Again, a little stalking. Now you know like what I do in my spare time.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Right. So again, thank you. I'm going to let you go back doing. You do make, not only do you make America work in your job, you are the backbone of it there, and you are also the backbone of it in your passion and your heart and your singing. And thank you so much for being you. And until next time, love hard, love deep, right? And
That's right.
love pure.
That's right.